The top 10 games of 2024. These are my top 10 favorite games of the year. Be sure to like the video. Subscribing is great as well. No remakes, no remasters. Original games. Here is Starship Troopers Extermination, where the game is just littered with bugs. So many bugs. But the best and also kind of the worst of bugs, because the only good bug is a dead bug, and you get to kill them by the hundreds or so, if not like 1,000 at a time. Anyways, you team up with a group of players, randoms, maybe your pals. You do a little bit of tower defense, you do a little bit of wave defense, you do a little bit of attacking and completing objectives. Good selection of maps, cool content, neat gameplay, fun action, ridiculous over-the-top insanity, and all of the hilarious styling and propaganda that you would expect from the Starship Troopers franchise. It's a lot of fun here at number 10, and I love to have it included in this list. Here we have Banishers, Ghosts of New Eden. It's a love story. It's a game from Don't Nod, so you'll be making choices and decisions that will directly impact these two characters. Again, they're in love. One of you is alive, the other is, well, dead. A ghostly figure, and you will be making choices that will either work towards the ascension of your partner, or maybe the recovery of your partner to the regular world. The choices you make, the enemies you face, the things you do in the world will determine who ends up where or what happens by the end of it. It's decently lengthy, it's got an expansive world, it's got some neat combat, puzzle solving, and gameplay mechanics. Quite enjoyable. A little hard at some points, but other than that, I actually thought this was a pretty well put together package, and it had some neat moments, setups, and scenarios. And I'm always down for a Don't Nod game. Very happy to include it here at number 9. Just like I'm happy to include at number 8, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. That's right, the MacGuffin of the Great Circle. They start the game by recreating an iconic moment from the film, the original film, one that is just absolutely outstanding. It sets the pace, it sets the beat, it gets you excited for Indiana Jones. You really do feel like you become the character and go on a fun adventure. Some of the open world stuff and combat, but for the most part, pretty cool places, great visuals, a great showcase of technology. It was an engaging game. The linear stuff was fantastic, the story stuff was cool, I liked your companion. You just got to go on a neat, exciting, and fun Indiana Jones adventure. Solving puzzles, battling some of the Germans, figuring out what exactly this Great Circle is as you explore all these different locations around the globe. Pretty action-packed, pretty exciting, and definitely a ride to have if you're an Indiana Jones fan. Just like the ride I had with number 7, Marvel Rivals, which kind of came out of nowhere, but at the same time we were well aware of it, and I just didn't realize how much I was going to actually enjoy playing this game. It was a lot of fun. It still is a lot of fun right now. It's great. It got a great combination of characters, exciting action, cool combos. It sort of just takes Overwatch and kind of makes it a little bit more fun with a Marvel twist, and I think it just works incredibly well. It's odd to include it in here, but the more I thought about it, the more I was just like, oh, I'm just having a ton of fun playing this game. And I can't get enough of it. It's just got really stylish characters, cool combat, matches that are pretty fast, you get into matches quickly. Yeah, I've been having a genuinely great time with Marvel Rivals, and I never would have considered it for this list until I actually got into it and kept playing it, and I was like, yeah, this is an absolute blast. It's a great time. Just like the great time you get with number 5, Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown, which is probably something you didn't expect in this list or a game you might have forgotten. It's a great Metroidvania. It's a genre that I'm not typically usually like fully into, but they just kind of nailed it here, from like gameplay to combat to the way you move through the world. It's extensive, it's expansive, it's got a great setup to it, it's got some different assist options if you need them. It can be both grueling and welcoming, and they've got some neat mechanics for how you traverse a Metroidvania game. It's got some neat cinematic moments, and actually intriguing mystery and story. Cool, powerful characters, great music, excellent art direction. It runs really well on the consoles. Just a genuinely great game, which again is something that came out pretty early and I think was forgotten by a lot of people. But this game was fantastic and one that definitely stuck through, at least in my mind, throughout the entire year. If you're looking for a real earth-shattering time, number 5, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. This is an awesome experience whether you're playing alone or cooperatively with some pals. It takes you right back to the 360 era like you're playing Gears of War for the first time again. It is a blast. The campaign is filled with fun, twists, turns, and just action as you're mowing through these giant monstrous creatures that are like dinosaur-like things, or maybe the odd heretic along the way. You never know what's going to come along on your path of destruction and chaos. For the Emperor! You know what I'm talking about. There's also the extended missions you can do afterwards. There's the multiplayer, which was actually quite a lot of fun. It's violent, it's gory, it's the grimdark future of Warhammer 40k. It's a blast, it really genuinely is. I think this game is great. I had a great time playing it. I had so much fun. It was engaging to play with others. Highly recommend Warhammer. It was fantastic. Just like the fantastic action with number 4, Senua Saga Hellblade 2. This is the next chapter for this character. It really aims to meld intense visual moments, gripping action, and a high level of visceral intensity that only the Hellblade franchise provides. I think this one does a really good job of taking the concepts, the gameplay, and the style of the original and kind of moving that forward with an even more engaging and intense performance as we get to see this character battle and actually move forward as a character too. Not just dealing with more of the trauma and the misery of before, but actually becoming more of a confident individual as she battles in this new area, an unfamiliar place filled with new challenges, new distinct creatures, monsters, and enemies. And it's a great time. Seriously, the whole thing is just like, it's action-packed, it's still got those emotional beats, it's got some better set of puzzles, it's more streamlined, it's just a nice upgrade and next step for the franchise. And hopefully a third one isn't too far down the road. At number 3, though, we've got Stellar Blade. I didn't think I would enjoy this game as much as I did. It's beautiful, it's action-packed, it's got interesting combat, unique characters. The story is genuinely surprising. Like, I didn't actually even know what was really going on, even until all the way towards the end of the game, and I was like, whoa, that's what this is? Really cool. This post-apocalyptic world with these gruesome monsters and creatures, some semi-open stuff, cool crossovers that they've done, lots of great outfits, lots of cool combat moves, a technically beautiful game, a neat story-driven game with fun and engaging combat that can be kind of as hard as you need it to be, or maybe a little easier so you have a little bit more fun with it. This game was fantastic. I really, really, genuinely did not expect to like it as much as I did. It kind of came out of almost nowhere for me, and I had a great time with it. But I really had a fun time with number 2, Dragon's Dogma 2. It was just like some sort of weird ultimate fantasy fulfillment kind of thing where you've got your pawns just pumping you up the whole time, giving you high fives, telling you how great you are. The adventure was fantastic, the visuals are great, the combat is cool, it's flashy, it's exciting, you get to have these epic battles against massive dragons, there's a neat bit of story behind this all. It's a cool experience, it really is. It's something where the first one, I don't know if it really fully hit for me, but Dragon's Dogma 2 I had a splendid time with. I loved my adventure, I loved exploring, I loved visiting the different areas and the biomes. It was a really, really excellent experience that I had so much fun with. I had like a really empowering time too as we were battling and jumping on giant creatures and stabbing them while hanging on and trying to tip them over, and the combat was dynamic and interesting. A great role-playing experience. But the real fun was with number 1, Astrobot, which I think was pretty safe for this game. It really is just a love letter to PlayStation, platformers, and just really fun gameplay. It's something for all audiences, and it was something I had actually picked as like number 1 on this list. Basically, when I was reviewing it ahead of its release, I really thought this game was quite wonderful. It's technically beautiful. It's a great like tech demo type thing, or really the evolution of a tech demo. I guess you could say, because the original release there, but it feels great with the controller. It sounds great with the controller. It's incredibly immersive, and it's just really a genuinely fun, cool, cute, awesome time that you can enjoy alone or with, you know, family and everything like that. And Astrobot really was just an excellent experience. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed Top 10. I'm sure I'll be back next year. Check out previous years. Liking the video is great. Subscribing is great as well too.